Welcome back to the Wives on the Island podcast. I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Jessica, and today we're going to catch up because it's been like 2 weeks for us since we've spoke to each other, so nice little catch up. Then we're going to talk about taking our husband's last names. This is something that we wanted to do. Did we do it? And we'll hopefully get your ideas in the comments. And then we are going to talk about the Diddy trial and his verdict, as well as what I've been waiting for this whole time, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion. We're going to talk about that, so I'm super excited about that. So how have you been? You were on vacation. You guys had a blast.
I don't know if it's called a vacation, So a throwback to like what I said a couple episodes ago. It's not a vacation, right? Unless your kids throw up. And in my case, both my kids threw up. This is vacation. So we went to New Jersey because that's where we're from. Our family is all there. And normally we drive up to my parents' house. They live in North Jersey. But this time we decided to drive to my aunt's. We decided to go there first and then go up to my parents. So it's only like a 2-hour drive rather than, a full 13, even though it only like minimized it by an hour. Whatever. Everything was fine. My daughter kind of had a hard time going to sleep. But then around like 4, and my husband, honestly, like shout out to him. He drove so much. We left the house at 6:30 and he drove till like 4 a.m. And yeah, he did really good, honestly, both times. And it was like 4 a.m. and he was like, I gotta go to sleep. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Like, here's my time to shine. And we probably got 30 minutes in and my son's awake because we had to stop to switch, get gas, all that stuff. And my son is looking at the dashboard and we have a Mercedes. So like the dashboard is just like a huge screen, all these, graphics. And he goes, Mom, you're going too fast. The speed limit is 50 and you're going 56. And I was like, okay. And he just keeps looking at the dashboard. And I guess he got like motion sickness. And he's like, I think I'm going to throw up. And thankfully we have like those hospital bags because we know this is going to happen every single trip. So we had like the little hospital bags and he threw up in there. And we were like, please stop looking at the screen. Like, stop. Thankfully it was only like an hour and a half before we got to my aunt's house. But then I made sure I ordered some more on Amazon. I have now 50 bags just to have at all times. And I was like, ugh, but whatever. We had a great time at the shore. We didn't even go to the shore that much. We went one night, but we just my aunt has a pool and the kids were swimming and my son learned how to swim on his own more confidently. And it was just so nice. And growing up, I grew up in North Jersey. My aunt has always lived down the shore, from as long, most of her life and a majority of her adult life. And it has always been my happy place. We always would go down there every weekend, and I got to spend time with my cousins, and it's, they're my first cousins and we're all 2 years apart. So it's my oldest who's 2 years older than me, and then I have another one who's 2 years younger than me. So we were all just really close growing up. So it was always so nice. And now going back with my kids, and they had so much fun. So it's bringing them to my happy place was so nice. And even my son was crying. He's I don't want to leave. I want to stay here forever. This is the worst day ever that we have to leave. Aww, it was so sweet. Yeah. And my aunt and uncle, they don't have grandkids. So this is their closest thing to it. So they really put it all in on them. And it's just, my uncle literally is he's such a great guy, and I knew it, but he's so hands-on with the kids and just playing with them and teaching my son how to swim, because they always grew up with they always had a pool. So he taught his kids how to swim. And it's so funny, my son, I wanted him to try to dive in or just go under the water, but pick stuff off the ground. And I don't know if it's because he's so little, he's so buoyant, he just floats
to the top.
Yep. And he would be push me under. My uncle's holding him under a little bit. And then I guess he was doing it a little harder, because then he's Mommy, push me under, because my uncle left. So I'm doing it. And he's no, hold me down. I'm I'm not holding. No. He's yeah, I was just so nervous. And my uncle's no, he knows. He pushes himself back up when he's ready. So he did really great, but it was so nice. We went to the lighthouse, took some birthday pictures for my daughter, because her birthday was the day before 4th of July. And then we went to my parents' house, and that is always so nice because, my kids love their grandparents, but it's hard because there's three, four, five, six, seven, eight of us, sometimes nine if my brother's fiance stays over, all of us in the house and the dog. And my poor brothers, also apologies to them again. My kids are up at 7 a.m., sometimes 6:30, and they work not overnights, they work nights though. Like both of them don't come home till like 12:30. Oh, yeah. So
That's rough when you have kids that are up and awake.
Yep, hearing kids that early is rough. Thankfully, my youngest brother is like upstairs and we were like in the living room downstairs, but downstairs is my other brother's room. And yeah, that was rough. I truly felt so bad, but they powered through it. It is what it is with them. But then my daughter did wake up one morning, threw up. She had a fever all day. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, she slept all day. It's probably the sickest she's ever been too. And I'm like, of course, like we're not in our own house. She's not feeling well. And all of a sudden, like she's scared to go in the car. She's scared to go on the toilet, which just started like yesterday. She's scared to sleep in her pack and play because that's where she threw up. And now she doesn't want to really like sleep in her crib. She fights me on it, but then she'll go down. Like, she's like, I know I'm good here, but like she fights me on it. And she's just like, I don't know if it's like a 2-year-old thing, like she's entering the terrible twos, or she's going through a developmental leap. I feel like she is, because she's been like, mama, dad, ball, food, like one words. And then she's now moved to like 2 to 3 word sentences. So I'm like, maybe it's just like a developmental thing. But it's been challenging, and my parents are like not the easiest to live with for a long period of time.
I feel like nobody's parents are. Once you've moved out and you move back in, you're like, how the hell did I do this my whole life?
Yeah. Well, the thing that's like, and they're great. They like clean up after, like literally to the point where, like, you have kids and you're like, okay, let me do this with my kid. I got to give him a bath. And then you're like, at the end of the night, you clean up because they don't like have anybody to like take care of because their kids are adults. They like, as soon as they're done eating, like everything is clean, everything is washed, everything is dried. And like, I don't operate like that because I have 2 kids. Right. And so I really don't have to worry about that. Like I go back to like clean my stuff and it's already cleaned. Like it's already put away. So, but like they're very sensitive with smells and they hate the smell of eggs. My kids eat eggs every morning. Not when we were there. And even if I did, it was like, ugh. And I'm like, it's eggs. Like,
light a candle. Like, come on.
It's so much. And then for 4th of July, they had a big party. My brother rented like a huge water slide. My son had so much fun on it. But then I was so ready to come home, and we made great timing. Usually it takes us about 14 hours, 14 and a half after all the stops and everything. It took us 13 hours, 15 minutes to the T, and we stopped like one time for gas and everything, and then we stopped one time. My son had to pee, and then my husband and I changed spots so I could drive, and he drove till 5 a.m. from like 7:30ish. So he did really good. Like, shout out to him on the driving, because I need sleep, So, but it was really nice overall. It makes me like every year I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to go to New Jersey and do this trip, and then I come back and I'm like, never again. And even though I like do feel that way to an extent, I told my husband, I said, we'll do this again next year, but like not for as long, because we were there for like a solid 2 weeks, Yeah. And I'm like, I can't do that again. It just like messes up my whole like workout routine, my eating. Like I gained 2 pounds, and thankfully it was only 2 pounds, because normally it's like 7 or 8. So it was only 2 pounds. So it's just, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be home in my own bed. That's another thing. We had to sleep in the basement, and like it's unfinished, but they try to like set it up nice and like dehumidifier, fan, this and that.
Right.
They have a septic, and I don't know if this is like normal, but if you don't have a septic, because obviously I don't, but I grew up with septic and I know nothing about it. There is a water softener thing that goes off, and Jessica, literally sounds like you're in a tsunami. Like, I could sleep through almost anything, anywhere. That goes off for about 30 minutes, and it literally feels like an hour. I could not fall back asleep, and it wakes me up, and it's just like you're literally, your head is right next to the shower. but like a humongous one. You know, it's just it's so loud, it's so annoying. So that was like my only complaint, but I'm happy to be home. And when I go on vacation, I like to have my nails done, have a pedicure, all of that. I bought these press-ons, and they're so cute with the little cherries on them. They lasted me all week without any of them falling. And I've done a lot of press-ons, and they always like the next day they're like popping off, this and that. These are Chill House Chill Tips, and this is not sponsored. Like, I've used them now 4 times, and they're so good and durable. And I'd love to have cute nails, but I just don't have the time for it anymore. And I don't want to spend. It's so expensive these days. It sounds like so old, but like back in my day, it was like $30 to get like acrylic.
To get your acrylic, like, and then if you got your toes, it was $50.
Yes.
We walked out just it was great.
No,
It's great.
now
It's like 110.
literally. And I just like, I cannot do that. I do my pedicures, but like as for my nails, I usually do them myself. But when I'm out on vacation, I use them. When I was in Aruba, I did them for Valentine's Day, and they're just so good and they're so cute.
They are.
No, seriously, sponsor us, because this is like what every moms
Where do
want
you
their
get
nails
them?
done.
Because
Target.
I've been looking for
Target, Amazon, or their website.
Amazon. Okay.
Yes, they don't have like all the colors.
That's
on
okay.
Amazon.
I'm not a so I'm not, you know me, I'm not a color, like my nails are never done. So, and my toes are like either pink, white, or like light baby pink or whatever. Like that's really all I ever do. And I paint them myself.
Yeah.
But I would only do French tip. Like I think it would be like just French tip, and that's all I need. I'm not.
Yeah, they have 2 colors. They have French twist, which is like a regular, like, you know, kind of the shape with a French, or they have Born Day, it's called, which is a ombre, which I've thought about buying as well. It's like a French
Are they square
ombre.
though? Do they do square? Because I'm a square girl.
The Born Day, they do have it in square. And I'll be honest, I was a hardcore square girl. Mm-hmm. Try the not oval almond.
Okay, my daughter does almond. She's a swear by. She uses Kiss, like the Kiss press-on nails.
Yeah.
And hers for some reason. I mean, let's be honest. She's in high school. She's not washing dishes. Oh, she does wash dishes. She cooks. She's not like, you know what I mean, banging things out all day and stuff like that. But hers stay on for almost 2 weeks when she does it. Like, she keeps them on. She's like, Mom, there's a trick to it. And then she has the LED light, so she puts her hands under the LED after she puts the glue on. She swears that that's what makes it last that long. But every time I wear a Kiss, they pop right off. So,
I'm telling you, try this. This is no LED light.
What is it called?
It's Chill House is the brand, and they're Chill Tips. I think they make other things as well, but I'm not familiar. But they're just so cute, and you know how like some of them have like sticky sides and you press them down? This is like just straight the nail, you just glue it on. And I think at first they weren't lasting as long for me because I would glue it and then I would just hold it real quick and think that's it. It's like you need 3 seconds to activate the glue, and then you hold it for 30 seconds, and I do like 45 to a minute. But like, it's so worth it because all week I was just like going out and about, and I didn't have to worry about like, I need to have my glue. I mean, I always bring it just in case, but like if I forgot, I was like, you know what, I feel confident that they're not gonna pop off, and they literally didn't. I was trying to open like a milk gallon yesterday, and I pressed it, like not even thinking of it, and it did pop off, but like I used some serious force, and it's been since last Saturday I've had them on, so the 28th, and it's now July 7th.
I'll definitely try them.
I'm impressed, and like I said, I love them, and I don't really like to put them on because then I feel like they damage my nail, but when it popped off, like it doesn't damage, as long as you remove them the right way, it doesn't damage them. So that's my, you know, my, what's it called? My commissionless plug for Chill House. But no, seriously, I love them, and you should definitely try them because it's nice to like go on vacation, have your nails done nice, you know.
Yeah,
that's
I
the
definitely
biggest
will.
thing. Yeah. So changing.
Oh, well, hold on. Before we do that, I have to tell you about me.
Didn't I ask you?
No.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Jessica. I'm such a bad friend.
You're not. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to be honest, didn't do much, but I did have some things that I wanted to tell you.
Okay.
We pretty much stayed home.
Wait.
Because I told you.
Okay.
What?
Okay. I'm sorry, Jessica. Please tell me about yourself. I feel, you know, it's hard because sometimes I feel like I talk to you,
And
you
that's
know,
the
and
thing.
I
It's
already
because like
know.
we know things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah. No, it's okay. It's fine. I I did nothing. Like I'm gonna be honest. I did nothing. I think last weekend or not for the holiday, but the weekend before the holiday, we went out with my husband and I went out with some of our friends, and then the next weekend, I've been like looking for. It's been such a struggle. I've been looking for like a scent. Like I wear perfume, and the perfume smells nice, but I want to be one of those people who like I smell good all day. Like I smell good for maybe the first like 3 hours of the day, and then I feel like it goes away. So our friend from England came, and last year when we did Christmas, we went to New Orleans, and he smells good all the time. Like he comes in like our car, and like the seatbelt smells like him, and like the kids are like, he smells so good.
So
And
funny.
like they love the way he smells, and I was like, how? Because you put it on early in the morning, and like at 9 o'clock at night you still smell that good. And he's like, well, he uses perfume with oil, and so like it's an oil based perfume or cologne, not perfume.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I had bought one, and I'm very picky about my scents. I get migraines, so it's like I don't mix. I'm not somebody who likes to mix scents. I don't do any
yeah.
of that stuff. So I was trying to find like I either want to smell the fruity or like and when I say fruity, like tropical. Like I
Yeah.
want to smell like I don't even know if you know what this is, but you know like the Hawaiian tropic oil,
Yeah.
like you know like the
Like
oil.
suntan.
Yeah, like
No?
suntan. So I either want to smell like tropical or I want to smell like clean. Like I want like a soapy,
Yeah.
like a fresh laundry scent. So I had
Yeah.
found this like one clean smell that was oil based, and it was good and I like it, but it's not for everyday use. I don't want to wear it every day. I've been like on, and I found this company called Saltier, I think is what it's
Okay.
called, Saltier, and they have it's called Passion Hour. I don't know what it smells like yet. I mean, it smells good. It smells fruity and stuff, but I bought everything for it. So I bought the body butter, the body oil, the deodorant. I bought the mist, the body mist, and
Oh
then
my God, you're
like
dedicated.
a lotion. Yes.
Wait,
And
did you
then
try a
bought-
sample?
I went to Ulta and I smelt it and I put it on my
Okay,
hands.
okay.
It smelled good. So I was like, okay,
Okay.
I can do this. Now I don't know if all of that at once is gonna if I'm gonna have a migraine. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Because it's coming on the 11th, so I'll know. But then I also bought. I don't know if you've been on TikTok on Shower Talk, but I bought an African net sponge because it's
No.
supposed to be like super exfoliating and it's supposed to like I don't know. It was something that was on Shower Talk and everybody talks about how and it lathers your soap up so well. Like right now I'm just using. I always do the double cleanse. I dial and then I use Dove. And when I put it on, it like the whole thing lathers. It's like a loofah, but it's supposed to like not be bacteria like the loofahs are and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you clean it out and stuff. It's very nice. I do notice that my skin's a little softer with it, but I'm waiting for my scents so that I could body oil and do all of that stuff. So I will let you know how that goes.
Yes. I
'Cause I
hope you
just
get
bought
all
that.
the compliments. I hope you get all the
Yes.
compliments because I feel like the compliment of like, oh my God, you smell so good is like the biggest compliment.
It is the best, right?
Right?
And it's like I know I smell good at the beginning of the day. But
Yeah.
it's like by 12,
Not that you
I
smell
don't feel
bad
like-
later on
right.
either.
It just
It's
doesn't.
yeah.
The scent isn't there anymore. You know what I mean? And that's what I want. I want to smell the same all day. That's
Yeah.
my goal is to smell the same all day. But then the other thing I wanted to just catch you up on is my challenge,
Oh, your snatch challenge.
my snatch challenge. I'm going to be honest, I haven't been doing very good. I've been not food wise, I haven't been doing good. I haven't been doing the everyday 45 minutes of
That's hard.
workout. It's hard. So,
Yeah.
you know, I run Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday when I run, I get my 45 minutes.
Yeah.
The first 2 weeks that I did it, I went and walked because I only run on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then Saturday and Sunday. So I walked Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 45 minutes. Like I would just go for a walk. Then we had like the torrential downpour rains and all of that stuff. And then it was like 800 degrees outside. And I was like, I'm not walking in this heat
Yeah.
for 45 minutes. Even when I get off of work, it's still 98 degrees. So I was like, I'm not doing that. So I haven't done very well there. I also haven't been doing very well with my water intake. I've been on the struggle bus. At work, I drink my water. I drink about
Yeah.
64 ounces of water at work. Like that is.
Okay.
But then when I get home, I have like maybe one more bottle of water, and then I'm not.
What was the
drinking
goal
anymore?
for the challenge?
2 liters, which is like 94 ounces. So technically, I'm like 30 ounces under.
Yeah.
But it's like I
That's
mean,
not
Alyssa, you
bad.
know, it's a struggle. It
Yeah,
is
but that's
such a
not bad.
struggle. I hate
I mean,
water.
64 ounces is a half a gallon. And I feel like that's
Yeah,
like, I feel like honestly, as long as you're doing more than you normally do, you might be able to like get away with that for your
yeah.
body,
But I have lost 4 pounds, so yeah, so yay.
That's
So
good.
that's good. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I gained some this week. A little bloated and stuff. So,
Yeah.
it's my time of the month. So I figure we could
Yeah.
talk about it since
Hey, no shame in the
it
period
is
game
what it
here.
is, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm hoping that that I'll go back down. But I did today. My younger daughter and I went out for a walk, and she was like, "I love you, but I'm never doing this again." I was like, "Okay."
Oh my
She
God.
was like, "It
When?
was
This
fun."
morning or
No, this
like,
afternoon when I got
it was
home from.
hot.
It was hot, but I mean, even when we go run, like tomorrow morning when I get up and it's 4:30, it's 75 degrees already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's rough. Yeah, so I have been doing it, but it's been a struggle. And I think that that's really what it is because they want you outside for at least 10 minutes a day. And I'm like, but I'm not, I'm going to be honest, if I threw on a YouTube video, I don't have the motivation after work to do that. I need to actually leave my house and do something if I'm going to work out after work because I'm exhausted
Yeah.
after work. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I know this is like so redundant, and you're probably like, I know, I gotta do it. But I'm telling you, another unpaid advertisement here. The Alive app by Whitney Simmons is like a godsend. She is amazing. And I actually did want to tell you about this. She just added, so she has started, I've been on this app since it was just her. She has added another girl. Her name is Libby. She added another one, Felicia, who I think you follow already.
yes, because I followed
Yes.
her when I was doing Weight Watchers. She was big on
Yes.
Weight Watchers.
Yeah, so Felicia has joined and did like a pregnancy and postpartum workout. And then they just added Marissa, who I actually did her program. I really liked it. And now she added, oh my God, Madeline Abid, I think her name is, Pilates.
See,
And I'm so excited.
so I
Like
wanted
this,
to ask you about that. I want to do Pilates. Like that is
you,
like my thing. And I want to
yes,
buy the board. And Prime Day's coming up, and they have the
that's a
board.
little
Like,
extreme.
no, 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 not like the reformer that they have
Oh,
at the thing.
okay,
They have
okay.
like the boards that you could do at your house, and it comes
Yes,
with
yes,
videos
yes.
and stuff. So I was like thinking, like once Prime Day hits, I took a picture of it to see like what the price is now, and then what
Yeah,
it'll be on Prime Day to see if there's actually a discount.
yeah.
But if
But
it's
this
a
one
nice
is
discount, I
Matt
think I'm gonna do it.
Pilates. This
Oh,
is
is
even
it?
Matt Pilates,
But
so
I
you don't
heard
have
Matt
to.
Pilates is harder than if you use like the reformers because your body weight is what you're doing for Matt Pilates, and
Yeah.
if you're a bigger person, it's harder to do than the reformer with the stuff. So I don't
Yeah.
know, but I do need to
But
try it.
even you should try it because she has like, so I really want to do the Pilates one, but I do have to lose some more fat before I start toning. So I
Yeah.
just started one of Whitney's like Alive Hit programs, which I swear by, I've probably done this like literally 12 times and I just love it. It's so good. It's like literally 25 minutes. I mean, plus like another 14 because 7 minutes for warm up, 7 minutes for cool down. But like literally this 25-minute workout like kicks my butt and I'm sweating. I'm like, like after like, and you would like look at these workouts and you're like, okay, this is gonna be an easy workout. And Jess, I'm dying, but it's so good, and I love that it's quick. I mean, there are ones that are like 55 minutes, but like the thing that I love about the app is like you can move. Like, let's say you have to be like at work a little earlier, so you don't have time for an hour workout, so you just like swipe it down to like your Friday instead of your Wednesday and things like that. You could just, even if you don't like a workout, because sometimes like the ab stuff or like the thigh, like the clams and the side things, I'm like I can't do that. And they have like modifications for you. It's just so good. So like I really think you should try it out. They have like weightlifting stuff, which since you're doing cardio already, like just doing that like 2 days, 3 days a week would help.
Yeah,
I'm
I
telling
think
you,
that's going to
swear
make me
by it.
faster too, though. I think that I need to start
Oh
toning.
yeah.
I keep saying that because I was telling my daughter and I when we were walking, I was like, remember when we used to run like 4 days a week? Like we used to run 4 miles 4 days a week, or
Crazy.
5 days a week, pretty much. And my 4 miles, I was done in like 47 minutes. I would finish
Wow.
like my 4 miles in like 47 minutes, maybe 50 minutes, between 47 and 50.
That's
Now,
great.
well, I mean, and I know it's summertime and it's like
heat.
110 degrees outside, but now my 3 miles is like 47 minutes. Like I'm like
Yeah.
dying to get 3 miles, and there I've been walking a lot, and
Yeah.
it's I know it's because it's humid and it's hot, and once it gets cooler, I'll get faster. But I also feel like I just need to tone so that I could get
Yeah.
faster.
No, for sure. Because, like, so I did the Elevate program with Alive before our 5K, and I could really only commit to 3 days a week. So it was like 1 day of arms and then 2 days of legs. And I truly feel like my thighs and my quads and everything were so much stronger to help carry me through the 5K, and which made my time faster.
Time
So, like,
faster.
swear by it. You have to.
My fear is that I'm going to be sore and then I'm not going to be able to run.
I mean, it's possible, but like, I feel like if you do it for 3 days, like you're only sore like for the first 3, 4 days, and then you just really have to push through it. Because I've
Push
done
through.
it too, where my legs are so sore, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna run well. But even though they're sore, you don't feel it the same way when you're running, and then you end
Right.
up like doing a little better.
Doing
I
pretty
feel
good.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, just try it. It's so
Okay.
good.
Okay.
I love it.
Well, so that was it. That was my catch up. Like I said, nothing
Okay.
exciting. The girls are working. They seem to. The girls are working. My oldest really loves her job. She thinks it's great. She likes the people. My youngest one is not a fan of her job, but she's doing it, and she gets paid. She gets this.
I was gonna say, I'm sure she likes the paycheck.
She does like the paycheck. She's saving up for
Her
a pair of
Tim's.
Tim's, so she's like, I have the money. I could stop working, and I was like, no, no. Yeah, I was like, no, that's not how that works. So
I was not expecting you to say that.
she was like, I got the
Talk
money.
about short-term goals.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, yeah, no, I don't need this. But yeah, I was like, we're going to continue. And she was like, okay. But so that's pretty much it. That's my catch up. So now we
That's
can.
That's really funny. I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. Bye.
She's like, I made the money I need and I can do it. And I was like, oh, okay. So,
That's not how that works.
no, not at all. And then she
It's
gets so
funny.
excited when she gets like tips. And I'm like, ma'am, you have $8. She's like, but it's cash. And I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, but it's still
Free money.
$8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, free money. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So now we can jump to our next topic, which is taking your spouse's last name.
Yes.
So,
So, spoiler alert, we both took our husband's last name.
we both did.
But for
Do-
you, go ahead.
I was gonna say, was it ever a thought not to? Like
No.
growing up, did you ever think I'm not going to?
No, I did think about maybe hyphening. So my aunt kept her last name for a little bit. And then after when she had her second child, she's like, okay, like I want my kids to have the same last name as me. So, but I feel like personally, you marry somebody and you're like, no, I am so proud to be his wife and I wanted to take his last name. It was like an honor. And I know that sounds like so corny, but like it truly was. And I just wanted us, to be one. And I guess also because I have two brothers, like my last name isn't ending with me, my maiden name. So I feel like I don't know how I would feel if it was like just me and like sisters or anything like that. And especially, I mean, granted now I have a son, and so our last name will continue because my husband has two sisters. So like it was really like up to us. I mean, obviously that doesn't affect me. I could still have my maiden name and it continues. But like my aunt, like I would want to have the same last name as my child, especially if I'm married, then you get the stereotypical and like being a minority, it's like sideways, looks if you don't.
Right.
So, but yeah, was it ever like an option for you?
No,
You have a
never
cool
was.
maiden name though. Like
I do
you
have a cool maiden
maiden
name.
name.
I do have a cool maiden name, and I'm not gonna lie. I did. I mean, I knew I was gonna take his name. I knew I was gonna take his last name. However, his last name is so basic, and
Yeah.
it is just, like I said, my maiden name was awesome. You know what I mean? It was great. And I have a brother, so I mean, it's not
Yeah.
dying out or anything like that. He has a daughter, so I think he needs to like jump on that and get a son, so that way it really does. But
Do you have any
but,
cousins or anything where?
on my dad's side, no, because my uncle, who's my dad's brother, didn't have kids. And then my aunt had kids, but they're all her husband's last name. So it's
Gotcha.
literally my brother who is carrying that last. Well, I mean, we do have other cousins that will have that last name and
Okay,
stuff like
that's, yeah.
that. But I mean,
But
like,
it's not
for,
like your immediate family.
right,
Yeah.
right. So my brother needs to have a son. But I wanted to hyphen, and my husband's like, that's stupid. He was like, because then what happens when we have kids? Do our kids hyphen their name and then they're going to
No.
have like, and I was like, no. And
It's
he
just
was
you.
like, yeah. And he was like, and I mean, I just didn't. It was just, I'm not spelling out. My husband's last name is long. And then I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that.
Feel
But,
that.
but I do have friends who, didn't want to take their spouse's names because of the fact that they were like I have a friend, she ended up doing it, but she was like adamant that she wasn't going to when she first got married because her dad, that was the last, and she had sisters, so she knew if all of them got married, they wouldn't have the same, their kids wouldn't have her last name, so her last name would die out with them. So she was like big, really adamant, but then she never did it. She changed
Yeah.
her name. But I think nowadays, I feel like because I think for a little while, from what my brother told me, my sister-in-law wasn't going to take his last name.
Interesting.
And yeah, but then she ended up doing it. But he was like, I don't think she wants to. And I was like, does that bother you? And he was like, no. And I feel like I look at it as, I think if you're, I don't want to make this sound like bad, but I feel like if I was a doctor, right? Like my sister-in-law is an established architect, right? So if she got her career and her name, I said architecture, I meant architect. If she established herself as an architect and that was her name and her like certificates and everything is in
Yes.
her maiden name, I would never like be like, oh, you should change it. Why? I mean,
Yes.
she ended up doing it, but I don't know that I would have. Like if I was established and I was like a doctor and my name was my maiden name and that's where I did it, I wouldn't change my name. You know what I mean? Maybe personally I would be that, but everywhere else I would be like my last name, the name that I worked hard to get my
Yeah.
certificates in. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so I
It's kind of like
there's no
celebrities when they
yeah.
get married, they change it legally, but then like to the world they're still whatever, I can't
Yeah.
even like think of one. I don't know if Gwyneth Paltrow ever changed her name or
No,
something
she
like that.
didn't. No.
So like just like yeah, like I get that, especially with a doctor. I put myself,
Right.
through med school. Like I get that for sure.
Yeah. Like I said with my I look at my sister-in-law and if she didn't do it, I mean, hey, because like I said, she busted her butt to get her certificates in her architecture program and she did it with her maiden name. So it's like why would I change, you know what I mean, my name for professionally, you know what I mean? But like you said, personally, my thing was I just, like you said, I want to have the same last
For
name
sure.
as my children. And then the other thing is now, let's be honest, with the tone of everything happening, I would be stopped at a lot of places if I
my
get my
gosh.
last name.
I mean, it's Italian though, but I guess it could sound like
But
Hispanic.
it is because it was De Mayo, so Cinco de
Yeah.
Mayo. Like it is literally, everybody assumes I'm Spanish. So, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's,
Which
like
is
when we
funny
came back in
because
the country.
I'm Hispanic and my last name is not, I feel like,
Yeah.
So, Caros.
Yep.
Everybody thinks I'm French. And I'm like, nope, Peruvian. Weird.
Yep. Nope. It's yeah. So I always think like coming like my brother always gets randomly searched at the airport. So I'm like, I'm happy that I have my basic last name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I said, I want my kids to, but then I always think about it and it's like, do I need to worry about having my kids having my last name because they're both girls? So if they get married, they're not going to have my last name. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they're not,
Yeah, but
we're
don't
not
you
going to have
feel
the
like,
same last name anymore.
but don't you feel like when you're like calling the doctor and they're like, what's your
Yes.
kid's name? And then you tell them, first they ask for your information. You're like, oh, my name is Jessica, blah, blah. And then they're like, okay, your kids. And you're like, same last name. Because that's like what I
Yep.
do. I'm like, same last, because I'm not going to say this, repeat like
Right.
my last name. I'm just like, yeah,
Right.
all the same, So I feel like that's just like easy. Or sometimes they just assume, like with your
Yeah.
husband, they're like, oh, Mr. and Mrs. and things like that. I mean, like I totally get like hyphenating or things like that. One of my best friends, she's not engaged or married yet, but like she has always said like from the get-go that she was gonna keep her last name, her maiden name, because her father, who has now passed, so maybe that has even like thickened that feeling. she's always like, my father like built these great companies. He's made a name for ourselves, and I am proud to like have my maiden name, and I'm not gonna let that go. She did say, I believe, her kids would have their father's last name though, and maybe they like, but I guess like, this is again pre-engagement, pre-wedding, so maybe like once married it may be different, the feelings might
Right.
change, but I don't know. I actually just texted her to get, but she's like busy because I have her location.
Yeah,
And
I
I
mean
see
it's
she's at home.
it's I mean it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't judge. I think like you do it or you don't, but I just think it's I don't know. I think
This is going to be a hot take. I feel like sometimes they like lose traditions, And it's just like, I just think like, also like, let's just say it's like Smith, whatever. It's
right.
like a kid coming up and like, your kids are little or, let's say like 12, 13. They're like, oh, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Smith or whatever. And you're like, what are you going to be like? That's not my last name. Like,
Right. Yeah.
so it's just like, but I really wonder like why, because I get the whole like you're proud of that, but like maybe hyphenate it, or like you said, like maybe keep it in the profession that you're in, but legally you change it. So, but I don't know, it's like kind of like things go back and forth now. Like I know a lot of my friends have changed their last name that are married already, but some of them have hyphen them. My one friend didn't even change her last name at all, and I guess good thing because she ended up divorcing him, and that made things
That was
easier.
the other thing I was gonna say. It suck. But I had always told my husband that if we got divorced, I'm keeping the last name until my kids change their names, and then once they change
Yeah.
their names, I'll go back to mine. But I wanted to have the same last names as my
Yeah.
children.
I would never change my last name unless I remarry. He's stuck with me. I will always be the
Yeah, you
first
picked me first.
Mrs. Yeah, exactly.
But I've actually met two men who have changed their names to their wives' last names. Yes, they were both of them were German. So I thought it was very like, um,
Risque.
yeah, I was like, woo. And I think that's awesome too. So I mean, and I don't know. I mean, one of them did it because his wife was like, I guess her name and his last name. She was like, that's too. I don't want my name to be that German. So he was like, okay, I'll change my last name to your last name. And so she got to keep her last name, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I think same thing. It was just he didn't like his last name and he liked her, so he changed it. And I think that that's awesome. And I think that like you said, I know tradition, but I think like if you find somebody who's willing to, I mean, if you're,
Yeah.
I always say I say this to my kids: marry up in the alphabet, so that way
Yes.
like your kid is like one of the first. Because like I went from D to H, which isn't that big of a jump, but I was like, don't go to like T.
S.
Like I was like S. I
S.
know S. I didn't want to say it. I know your S.
Yeah. No, I went from an L to an S, and like
Yeah.
that puts you in a whole different category because they always split it up by A through L and then N through Z. So I'm always in that second one now, and I'm like, oh, like I was always like got away with it because I was on the L, so I was always
Yeah.
closer. So yeah, it's not fun. But I will say, because my name starts with the A, if they do go alphabetical first name,
You're
obviously I'm
always there. Yeah.
always the first one. Yeah. So that's like, sometimes that's a caveat. But yeah, I would say honestly, like go with a cooler last name.
Yes.
So there's like this Italian heiress, and she's also a pop star in Italy. Her name's Elettra Lamborghini. And when I first heard of her, I was like, who like names themselves like after like Lamborghini? And I looked into her, and she's like literally the heiress of
Of
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini.
Like, yeah, legit. Like, she didn't just choose that name. Like, that's so I was like, oh, okay. And she got married. I don't think she took her husband's last name, and I'm
No,
like,
I mean, if I were her
rightfully
husband, I
so.
would be Lamborghini.
I Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at what's his name, Brooklyn Beckham and Nicholas Peltz. They are the Beckham Peltz. He took her last name, but they hyphenated it. I mean, honestly, with a last name like Beckham, that would be like, you know, I wouldn't, you know.
So, I mean, I know it's not pop news, but I literally just read an article today that said that he sent a no contact. He's having no contact with his family.
I have seen that.
I was like, how do you not want to talk to David Beckham?
I know. Big riff there. And I
Yeah.
did also
I
hear
have no
that
idea
they.
what it's about. I literally just saw that they don't. I mean, I know a little bit of it it's about. If it's about like I don't know the wedding dress or whatever. I'm not gonna lie, Posh seems like a bitch. In my
Oh,
eyes, she seems like one, but I like her too. But she seems like she's. I mean,
I
she's the
love how you
mom
called
of
her
boys.
Posh instead of. She does. They do have a daughter, Harper, I believe
I
her
know
name
they do
is.
now, but she was a boy mom, and I feel like
Yeah.
I know, and I this is a little judgy, and I'm really praying that you will not be that boy mom. But there are a lot of boy moms who can't let go once their kids get married, and she seems like that kind of person
Yeah.
that still wants to control all of that, and so I can see that. But other than that, I didn't know. So, but yeah, I would. I don't know that I would do. I don't know that I would hyphenate with both of her names. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. I would be like pick one or the other.
Yeah. Or like Khloe Kardashian, when she got married to Lamar Odom, she just made Kardashian her middle name. So she
Yeah,
was Khloe Odom, but like if you wanted to just spell it all out, it was like, or like Kim Kardashian West. Like,
right.
things like that. But
Yeah, like
honestly, like
yeah.
I feel like
But
society.
Kanye wasn't Kanye Kardashian West. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know that I would do both ways. You know,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like the Beckham Peltzes. I don't know that I would do that. It's like
Yeah.
one or the other. We're not doing it.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. But I feel like either way, like, I feel like sometimes, yeah, just like for me, I'm just more traditional in that sense. But like, it honestly doesn't bother me. Like, it's your last name, it's not mine.
Right.
And I feel like sometimes a lot of people have like an opinion on like they shouldn't do. Honestly, it's like the older generation. Like, you're not going to take our last name, but it's like
Right.
to each their own, especially if
Right.
it's like a bunch of girls. Like, who knows? Your girls might want to keep their last name
I
and
highly
then it
doubt.
lives on.
I
I
highly
mean,
doubt.
yeah, but
My youngest one might do it, but definitely don't see my oldest one doing it.
yeah, I agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So I mean,
I
I
wonder if any
think
of our listeners have kept. They can comment.
yeah, let us know. Comment below. Yes, if you've done it because,
And
like I said,
why.
I think it's exciting. Yeah, and why you did it because I like to learn about why other people would do it or not, you know.
Absolutely. So, quick Diddy verdict update because, I mean, part of me wanted to talk about this whole trial so much more in depth in this podcast, but there was just so much stuff. And it wasn't televised like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. So it was really hard to kind of get all the information and go through it like through TikTok videos. But at the end of the day, the verdicts came back three not guilties, two guilties, which comes out to a max sentence of like 20 years, but basically not guilty on all the big ones.
Right.
Racketeering, trafficking, all of those. He just got guilty on prostitution and then like another kind of prostitution
Yeah.
verdict. So, what do you think about? And he was denied bail. What do
Yeah.
you think of that?
So it's very hard because I have to be honest, I was a bad boy like fan. Like
Yeah,
I
of
loved
course.
I went to the No Way Out tour when I was like in ninth grade or eighth grade or whenever the CD came out, and me and my best friend loved Puffy and like Mace. We loved it. And so when all of the stuff came out, I was like, oh, I believed Cassie the minute she came out, but like through the years we've heard things. You know what I mean? Like there was the J Lo shooting. Like you've heard things about Puffy, and you kind of like brushed it under the rug. When Cassie came out, I was fully on board with Cassie. I believed everything she said. And then when that video came out, I thought you can't defend this man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think from what I read about the case, because like you said, when it's not televised and people are Jane Does, we're not seeing everything and we're not hearing everything. Like, you're just getting like what the reporters are saying and stuff like that. So following the case, I didn't think they had a strong case for racketeering and trafficking. I don't know. I just didn't think it was a strong case. I didn't think he was. I'm going to be honest. I thought he was going to be found not guilty for all of it. I really did. I thought, even though we
I wouldn't be
watched what we
surprised.
watched, I really thought. So I
But
am
that's what
super happy.
a lot of people were saying, like he's guilty or he's not. Like they always like had comments about like with Cassie testifying, but like the case is not against Cassie. Like her case is like settled.
Right.
They're done like last year or
Right.
2 years ago, whatever. So like that's I think the confusion that she was back in like testifying, and people were like, oh well, there's no you can't be guilty if you're freaky or whatever. But like that
Right.
wasn't the point
Right.
of this. So.
So yeah, so like I said, I'm happy he was found guilty. I'm happy they revoked his bail. I don't think he should be out. It made me sick to watch those people like cheer for him because we watched the video. He beat the shit out of that girl and stomped on her head and stomped on her body. And we watched that in a video, and there are people who are still cheering for him. The fact that his daughters were at his, and I love my father. I'm a daddy's girl. I love my father. But if I saw
Same.
my father beating a woman, I honestly
As
don't
a
know
woman,
that
yeah.
I would stand behind him. I'm going to be honest, publicly. I love my father. So maybe in private, I would be like, I love you. You're my father. But you would not catch me at his trial rooting for him. You would not catch me there saying, free dad. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that I would do because I physically can't see any man beat a woman or rape a woman or any of that stuff that he did, and know that he did it. And there's more than one person telling you that he did this, and to be able to back him, like there were people outside the courthouse throwing baby oil on each other.
I
and
saw
his son, who I'm going to be honest, will be in jail, I'm sure, within a couple of years as well, because
Wasn't
he's
he
just
brought
like his
up a
father.
bunch?
Yeah.
He was brought up a bunch, and he was apparently included in a lot of these things, which is honestly disgusting and disturbing as well. Like,
right. So
weird.
you're just like your dad. So I mean, at some point, something's going to happen. The fact that like I said, I'm not one to kink shame. If you want to be freaky and have freak offs, that's you. But all of the other stuff, like I said, once we saw the video and it was just in broad daylight, I don't know how anybody can back somebody like that. Like how anybody, and there are celebrities that are like, oh, so now we're just, because people are freaky, they're getting arrested. And I'm like,
yeah, you're missing the point here.
I mean, I understand that he was not, assault wasn't part of it, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have been good on that because he would have been guilty on all accounts if I was on the jury.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't care if there was no evidence. He would have been, because I saw that video, he would have been guilty on all accounts. I know that that's not the way it works, and they wouldn't have picked me on the jury, but I hope he gets the 20 years. I really do. I hope he gets all 20 years.
I agree.
And I hope there's baby oil in jail because he needs some of that back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. You know what was crazy, and I never even mentioned this to you. I remember when the trial was going on, and one of the lawyers or paralegal, whatever, she was in the courtroom, and she was recapping it on the Breakfast Club. And Charlemagne and I think her name was Jess, they were there, and and she was like, the lawyer was like, oh my God, there's so much to recap. And Jess was literally like, just tell us the entertaining part. And I'm like, none of this is entertaining. This is disgusting. Were there no drug charges?
I don't understand because they were giving. Now, I think the only thing that I fear from this whole thing is because now I read that like some of the prostitutes that they used, the male prostitutes that were used, they're now suing whatever his name is, Puffy P. Diddy, whatever. They're suing him as well as Cassie because Cassie was the one who called them. And Cassie was the one who set it up.
Had a baby.
And but let's be honest.
You did it.
You did it. You know what I mean? Like, you did call them. So it's like, do they have the right to include her? Because she was a victim. And victims do things for their person. Yeah. So I'm like, I really struggle with I struggle with the fact that somebody is suing her. And it's like, she was a victim. And their thought process is she called them. She was the one who set up the thing. And I was like, she set it up because she was afraid. You know what I mean?
For
Like,
all
look
we
at what
know,
he
this
did to
guy.
her.
For all we know, this guy could have had a gun to her head.
Right.
And that's what like the comments were disgusting too. It's like, she's just as bad. And I'm like, and she was what, like 19, 20 years old when she started dating him. And it's like, some of these people have never been in a position where they feel vulnerable or they want to be loved, especially in that industry. Like, I definitely have sympathy for her. And like, I mean, you just want to do, and someone who's, and I'm sure you could relate to this, someone who is in a relationship at a young age, because we both, met our husbands very young, you want to do anything you can to please that person. You want to do anything to make them happy. You want to feel loved by that person.
Right.
Even if you don't end up with them, like, there's still relationships like that when you're young. And it's like, have these people never, like, done something
Have
stupid
you never done
for
anything
one?
stupid because you were in love with somebody?
Granted, yes, prostitution may not be on your list of those things, but like when you're going out with somebody who, one, likes to do that stuff, two, is has that kind of money, has that authority, has all of these resources, it's like, yeah, these things are going to be like a little more upscale. And it's like,
Right.
just to shame her, especially, after she's saying all this.
And my
and
thing is,
honestly,
she came
the
out with
video.
everything.
Yes.
Right. But and she came out with everything, like, to let everyone in the world know that you had so many UTIs that antibiotics stopped working for you. Like,
Yeah.
that you were just
It's
having sex
embarrassing.
with random men. Like, how embarrassing. And my husband and I were actually talking about it, like, when that stuff came out. And I was like, it's like, I don't know that I would, if that happened to me, I don't know that I would have the courage to come out. Because, one, we live in an era where now this is all out, right? So at some point, her children are going to hear her, see what she testified against.
Her
They're gonna
daughters.
see right, her daughters, her mom, her dad. I mean, I have children and I don't want my dad to know that I have sex. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, he knows, but I don't. That's
No,
not
I
something
agree.
that I want my dad knowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just, and if my dad found out that I was like getting ran through by prostitutes and I had
Yeah.
like I would be like, it would.
Mortifying.
So, yeah. So it's like this woman came out and spilled all of her business, and you guys don't think she's a victim? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it made me sick. But like I
Yeah,
said,
definitely.
I mean, like I said, me and my best friend were diehard. I mean, we were there at the concert. We made signs. We loved Puppy and Mate. And we were just, that was it. And now to see everything, and like I said, after that video, there's just you can't, he deserves to be locked up for all 20 years. I hope he gets all 20 years. And he won't. I'm going to be honest. He's probably going to do 5 in time served or whatever, or 4 in time served or whatever, and then a lot of probation. And
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. He's going to get probation and he's going to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's when people don't get punished, they're just, the power is they're going to do it again. But I definitely hope that Puffy gets his 20. I hope he gets all 20 years because he deserves, because he's an evil person. Everything that has come out, yes, again, it might not have been what the charges were, but we saw how evil and how powerful the power he had when he comes. Even if he were to come out of jail, I don't think he's going to have that power anymore of like the cops. And because they were saying like and there were NYPD officers that were on his payroll, so that's why people went missing. You know what I mean? Things happened. So his power, I think, will definitely be lowered if he were to get out and only do a year of jail or something. But I guarantee you he will go back and do the same thing that he did. Because
Do you think he killed Kim Porter?
I do. I think he killed Biggie. I think he had something to do with Tupac.
I agree with that too.
I think he killed all of them. And that's another thing. So I don't know if you know, but one of his children is not really his child. It's Kim Porter's son with another
yes.
R&B singer.
Yes.
Quincy is the son's name. And I'm like, if you listen, he was in the courthouse for a lot of those stories, and the stories included his mom, where he said people said they saw him beat Kim and they saw him do this stuff to Kim, but yet you're still
On his side.
rooting for him. You're on his side. He beat your mom.
I wonder if like money plays a part in that. Like, well,
I think it does.
live so comfortably right now, and if I don't stick by
He's
him,
taken
like, I
care
could
of
lose
me
it
pretty
all.
much my whole life. I could lose it all.
Yeah.
And I get that, but it's like, dude,
It's your mom.
it's your mom. That's your mom, you know? But I honestly do. I think he had something to do with Tupac. And it's so funny because my dad hates, like, he's not a fan of rap music. My dad hated that we loved Puffy so much because my dad hated Puffy from the beginning. And my dad told me, maybe like 4 years after Biggie died, my dad was like, I'm pretty sure Puffy killed him. And I was like, how do you know about that? And he's like, it was him. He had something to do with it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And, and now that I'm older and I've, learned about stuff, I definitely think he had something to do with all of those deaths.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like true, but there were so many things about like on TikTok I saw like a while ago that Kim Porter like released a book but didn't come out and all that. And I saw like inserts from that and I was like, if this is true, that's wild.
They say that's why he killed her. They say that's why he killed her because she wanted to release a book. I don't know if she did. And then they said that, Russell Simmons' wife, or ex-wife, Kimora. They say that I've heard rumors that she has the book.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they were best friends.
Yeah.
And she was
so curious.
But tying it back to your boy, your family, that Corey was there the day that Kim Porter died. He used to work for Puffy.
Well, I was like my family, but
Yeah, the Kardashians.
The Kardashians.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Corey was there.
interesting.
You should go down that rabbit hole because there's a lot of stuff there about him that's not so good.
Corey is a rabbit hole. There's just
He
like
is, yeah.
interesting.
But yeah, he was there. Like, they have pictures of him there the day that Kim died because apparently he worked for Puffy. Yeah.
Ooh, that's weird.
So,
not a good look.
Again, it's all alleged and it's
Yeah.
it's a rabbit hole of YouTube and you never know what's true and what's not. So
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. Just we had to, just update.
we had to talk about it.
Yeah, crazy stuff. And yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully he gets the full 20 years.
Hope so. Okay, now let's get to it because I've been so excited and so excited. So
All right.
I keep
You
wanting
watched
to
it
call
right
him-
away.
I watched it the day it came out. I was so psyched. And
Can I
what
call
were your
him?
thoughts? I keep wanting to say Secret Wives of Mormon Lives, and I know
always
that that's
do.
wrong, and I do.
You literally always do.
So I have
It's
to
so funny.
in my mind slow it down and be like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
So my thoughts.
Your thoughts.
Right off the bat, I still don't like Michaela. Jen is so cute. Whitney, I go back and forth with her. It's like I want to like her, and then she says something and I'm like, no, just like take accountability. Just say she doubles down on things and I'm like, yes. But Layla, whatever. Curious about the whole Jesse and Jordan thing. I'm dying. I cannot believe we have to wait until next season. But like, with that being said, she said like, oh, I can't say anything, but it's not what you think it is. Makes me think she didn't. And in the
I don't think she did. I think Demi paid Marciano to say that.
Yeah. And that's what it kind of leads to in the previews. But then, what do you call it? Demi not being there. I guess, you know what? Why don't we go through it? Let's start with Demi not being there. Let's talk about that as a whole. So, like, it's like how many hours? I mean, granted, I have heard like Bravo reunions are like 9 to 5. But it's like, do you not have like a Disney trip? You can't just like reschedule a different day?
So she lied a couple of times about it because first she said it was a Disney trip. Then she said she was spending time with her dying mom. But then she said she was spending time with her dying mom at Disney or for the Disney. I don't know. It was very weird. I honestly think she did not want to be. I just don't think she wanted to be there. And I think that she was like, well, let's go to Disney and then I could say that that's why. I don't think she wanted to be part of it. I don't think she's not somebody who can
take it.
Yeah, she can dish it, but she can't take it. And I think, I think
that setting too.
I think the other thing is the Marciano thing because it was playing out as it was happening. So I don't think that because I think it's going to come out that she slept with him. I don't care what anybody says. I think she slept with him. Even if it doesn't come out, I think that's what happened, and I think that was her fear is that somebody was going to say that she slept with him.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why that's my honest opinion why I think she wasn't there.
Also, okay, so yes, agree. But I will say Nick Viall hosting this reunion, great. I thought he did so well. So? I thought he did. I thought he asked those hard hitting questions and like doubled down on it because like remember when he asked me like about the whole Jesse and the Jay-Z hair and this and that and Demi was like, wouldn't you? And he was like, are you asking me or is that rhetorical? She's like, no, I'm asking you. And he goes, yeah, I'd still be mad at you. I don't feel like a normal host would do that. And they have all been on his podcast. And so they feel a little comfortable with him, so they like maybe be a little loose on the lips with him. And the way he talked to Whitney, kind of like, you're not really like. I just felt like it was like kind of what maybe not with the Whitney thing, maybe not what I was thinking, but what a lot of people were thinking.
Yeah, I think he held them accountable. I think that I had two issues with Nick. One, I thought he was a little bit harder on Whitney than he should have because he wasn't really hard on. Like, if you're going to be hard on Whitney, you need to be hard on Michaela. Yeah, you need to be hard on Michaela, and you weren't. Nobody was hard on her. And then the other thing was, I don't think he was hard on Dakota, and that pissed me off. Because to me, Dakota is a waste of space, and I hate him so much. And I hate him. I think he's a horrible person. Like, he literally sat there with his fake tears. He does have, by the way, he does have beautiful eyes, though. I do have to say that. Every time he cried, I was like, God, he's got some pretty eyes. But taking that away. Every time he cried, his fake cry, ugly person inside, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know that he's an ugly person. He's an addict, and he's he's not ready
Manipulative.
to be with anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not good for anybody. But to sit up there and be like, I'm trying and I've given you all I have, and she found out 2 days before that he had slept with somebody else. So it's like you're not trying and you're not giving it all you have when she's constantly finding out more lies about you.
Yeah.
And the fact that Nick didn't say that pissed me off. Like, it was kind of like he was like, oh, well, do you guys think you're gonna, they're not good together. Don't ask that question. Like, don't.
Honestly,
I
though,
just,
like,
I thought I thought he was so easy on Dakota. And I just hate Dakota so much that I just think that somebody needs to put him in his place.
really, I feel like I don't hate Dakota that much. And I feel like I could see Taylor and him getting back together.
Oh, they're definitely going to get back together. I don't think they're good for each other, though. I honestly don't think that they.
Yeah.
I don't think that either of them need to be with anybody. I think they both need to fix themselves. And then if it happens that way, then that could be different. But they literally need to do the work and stop having sex with each other. Like,
Yeah.
it's
So,
not,
like, my
you're not going to
thing-
fix anything.
And I really I hate to side with the man on this, but when he was like, I wasn't ready, I didn't think this was going to go anywhere, and she keeps finding more things out from the beginning of their relationship. You know, like things that he lied to about in the beginning, and then kind of and then obviously she got pregnant and he like stopped, but he kept lying about the past, correct? She said, if I find out that he has lied to me about the past, I'm done. Okay, but you weren't done. So either forgive him and move on with it, because from our knowledge, he has not done anything wrong from the time where when he was like, okay, we're serious.
Right.
And we're good. Granted, should he have been honest about the past? Yes, but you're gonna just continue to harp on it, just let it go. Stop sleeping with him. Stop just
and that's
co-parenting.
the thing. She's not stopping sleeping with him. Yeah, she's not stopping.
And I feel like that's why. Yes, and I feel like that's why part of me is I feel, not that I feel bad for him, but yes, he lied. He did a bad thing. He keeps, whatever. But she keeps going back to him too.
Yes.
And
she does.
The thing is, he wants his family together. He has made that clear.
But then you should have thought about that. Then you shouldn't have just lied. And I get that people lie because they don't want to. I honestly understood what he said when.
He didn't want to kick her when she was down, basically.
No. When it was, who was it that said it? It was to kind of people please, right? You just give them what they want to hear because you know that it's going to ruffle feathers. If I'm that kind of person, if I think that it's going to, I'll just hold back the truth. If I think it's going to hurt you more, I'm just not going to say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I get that, but like I said, I don't think they're good for each other. And I think that the whole, will you get back together? Just don't get back together. I think that's what needed to be said. An outsider, not Macy saying it. Somebody who's looking at it from the inside, be like, you guys are not good together. Just co-parent and stop having sex. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah. I mean, I think number one, they definitely need to stop sleeping with each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel like there is a lot of love there, and I really hate to put the blame on Taylor because it's both of their fault, but I really think she's the one, like Nick said, controlling the situation. She said for once, but they weren't together that long before she got pregnant. No, so it's we need to stop making it seem like he was cheating on her for years and months, and it was a month or two. And like I said, and granted, that is not right. I'm not saying it's right. But move on and work it out between you and forget about the past or let go. It's because it seems like they just don't want to let go.
It's because they're in an unhealthy relationship and it's safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think about it. If you think about it realistically, right? She's what? 29, 30, 28, 30, 26, however old she is.
30.
Right? Now she's got 3 kids by 2 different dads, right? Mm-hmm. And we've all seen her on TV, and you know what I mean? She got into that domestic violence situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's safe. People feel it's safer to stay with somebody that they know will stay with them and put up with them than it is to leave that situation and try to find a healthy situation or a better situation, right? It's kind of like the women who won't divorce because they're not sure what's going to be out there for them afterwards, right? So I get that, but like I said, it's so unhealthy. And like I said, I don't like him. I don't trust him. I honestly don't think that it was just before. I think that things will come out that it wasn't just before. He just strikes me as that kind of guy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like even though he was an addict and he stopped using, like those tendencies are still there. And he kind of mentioned that. It's like with the whole like having sex, it's like he needed to feel that high. Not making an excuse for him, but
no,
like
no, no,
I get that.
Because that's how it is. Yeah, that's how it is.
So
like,
I
usually,
get that.
if you're an addict, you fill it with something new. You know, it could be exercise, and then you're working out at 75 days a week. You know what I mean? Like, you just become an addict to something else.
Exactly. So it definitely seemed like that was the case. And like Taylor has every right to be mad, but I do think it's unfair to him to string him along, especially when there is a child involved. And like at the end of the day, it's like that's his only child. And like you have two other ones that like have their dad, because she did divorce him, have their dad like happy and they have a good co-parenting, and it's just like not fair to her son to like, if they continue like that, be around. So it's like they're both to blame, but I do think Taylor is prolonging this, and I can't believe I'm saying anything negative about my girl, but it's true. It's like
blame it all on Dakota.
I know you do. It's so funny.
I do. I just dislike him. But
yeah.
Okay. So
let's move to Macy real quick because it's quick.
There was nothing. She wasn't.
I'm shocked they didn't.
But for like 2 seconds,
they didn't bring up her book or anything. Or I mean, like, or like, thank you for sharing about your husband's father or your
kid's father,
your child's father about Luke. Yeah, like none of that.
There was nothing. It was like she wasn't there. She might as well have sat with Miranda and just not been talked to. Yeah,
another one. Nobody like. No, nothing about Miranda. Nothing about the Halloween.
You know what
party?
Pissed me off about her? Right. But you know what pissed me off about her? When Taylor was talking about the swinging scandal.
Oh, and she was like,
it wasn't me. It was, bitch, you were there. You were sucking somebody's dick. Like, come on.
Wait,
like,
it was low-key funny when Dakota was like, that's my girl. Like, that was funny. That was funny. I'll give him that. Like, that was funny.
It was. That was funny.
But how could they not
That's why I love her, Taylor, because I'm like, she's just so honest, and like she doesn't care. She's like, this is what happened. You know what I mean? Like, this is. But
how did they not bring up the Halloween thing? The whole like your ex-husband getting invited. How did they not mention that? Like the Chippendales thing, they briefly touched on, like barely.
But I'm happy because I'm so sick of the Chippendales thing. Like I am so over. I'm so over the Chippendales thing. Can I just tell you that I agree with you? When Jen came out, I just think she's the cutest thing in the whole wide world.
She's so cute.
She's like a 5-year-old child, and I just think she. When I say she's cute, it's like she's like a little kid cute and a little kid innocence, but she's a tough little cookie. With 3 children. She's a tough little cookie, and I like her. I still don't like Zach. I don't care. I don't care what kind of redemption arc he's getting. I think he's still the same person he is.
Yeah, I don't. So I feel like this would have been a good answer for Zach. So when Nick was like, oh, I'm liking this new Zach, right? And he goes, yeah, I feel like he should have been like, I've always been this Zach. I had a bad moment in season 1 that showed apart. I know, but lie.
I don't think I know, right? Yeah, but the thing is, he can't because he didn't have a bad moment. He was a bad person.
That was him.
In season 1. You know what I mean? Like he was this, and when I say he was a bad person, that's who he was raised to be. He was. They're raised to be that way. Like that's just how they were raised.
Well, that's why I feel like he should have said it wasn't a bad moment. That's who it's not
I've
a
grown.
new me.
We've been going to therapy. I'm changing. I'm learning because I honestly do think. Do I think he will change? No, but I do think he will get softer because I do think that them going to therapy, and I think Jen crashing out and thinking about suicide. I think that scared the shit out of him. I really do. I think that probably changed him a little bit, and he's gotten softer, and you know what I mean? He's not as crazy, but I don't think that he'll ever change because also right now Jen is making the money, but he comes from money. So I just think that I honestly think he feels better than her, like he's better than her, and he kind of holds that over her a little bit.
Yeah.
And she feels that he's better than her because even when she talked about her mom, Like the difference
Yeah,
between her
that.
mom and his dad. That broke my heart. I was like, why does it matter what your mom does? Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
she
that
she
doesn't.
kept a roof over your head and she paid the bills.
Food in your
Like, it doesn't
belly.
matter that she cleaned the
Toilets.
hospital. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for Jen and Zach just because like I like Jen
Me too.
so much,
Yeah.
and I think that like she's just the type of person where I could see how they complement each other because Jen, unlike Taylor's like I'm not a trad wife, or Jen is like
Right.
I want to be the trad wife. I
Right.
am that person kind of deal. So like I feel like they can complement each other where Taylor like not good with Dakota, but
Taylor is who she is and she doesn't care.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What did you think of the Demi when they recorded Demi?
And that's my girl. I really try to stick up for her. But her doubling down on still not being sympathetic towards Jen's video
That
is
pissed
literally
me
like
off.
the twisting the knife. Like
Yeah.
you need to apologize. When was this
Right.
recorded? Because if you really want to like save face and be the fan favorite again, like are you not seeing what everybody is saying?
I don't
Like
think I'm going to be honest. The way her behavior is, I don't think she'll ever be the fan favorite again because
no.
she can't do what I mean, even though I've seen pictures of like Taylor with her and like they're doing like TikToks
Yes, I've
together and
seen
stuff again. I've seen those, but I just don't think that people.
America's not going to be the same.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not, especially because I think I felt bad when Jesse was talking about like they got so close. Like it was so funny how everybody kept going like she's your best friend, she's your best friend. She's like we've known each other for like we
year.
became friends like a year. And yes, you can become close with somebody in a year and stuff, but everything that Demi did to Jesse is I think is horrible. It was
Agreed.
horrible. And I thought that it was when Jen recorded Demi about like the this is what we say. It was very like I really liked that they showed her telling Whitney the same thing because you could
Yeah.
see it on Whitney's face. Like, and that's when you said there were some times where I liked Whitney, and it was like I'm rooting for you. I really love Whitney, and then she would say shit, and I'm like, girl,
Yeah.
like you can't stick up for Demi in this. Like you can say we're friends. I don't condone this. You know what I mean? I would never. And
Also
she
think-
tried, but
Yeah.
it was like.
Because
but then
she
it was
saw the
like-
text messages and she was like, yeah, I wouldn't try her. But I also think it was unfair for Demi's responsibility to be put on Whitney.
Right,
Like,
it wasn't.
You
It
know,
wasn't.
like even if she is her friend, like even like I'll be honest, like I don't know how long they've been friends, but like if you did something stupid like the whole Italy thing, let's just say you're Demi
Right.
in this situation, I'd have your back.
Well, I know.
Like,
yeah.
you
I
know?
would, yeah, there would be. I'd be like,
I would be like, yeah, I don't no, nothing happened. Like and
right.
that may be shitty of me as a person, but like as a friend, like that's just who I am.
Yeah,
And
you have their back.
yeah, you have their backs.
Yeah.
And like it's like what do you expect?
But also, I also need you as a friend to tell me what you did.
for sure.
Like, because
yeah.
I can't have your back, and then they're like, here are these text messages.
Yeah,
Not that
yeah.
they did it, but if they're like, here's this text message, and then you're like,
Yeah.
like, I need you as a friend to be honest with me so that I can actually have your back.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
she was thrown
know.
into the wolves with like the text messages, the recording,
she knew
all
none
of
of
this
that,
stuff,
yeah.
and she was like, oh, like
Yeah.
it was a tough watch, but yeah, I mean, Whitney was honest. She was like, yeah, I wouldn't trust her if I saw those text messages, but it wasn't fair to like get mad
But also-
at Whitney.
Right. And then the other thing is like, okay, so yeah, I see those text messages. I don't like them, but I don't know that you guys aren't just joking. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I have guy friends that we talk about sex. I've never slept with them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we have conversations about, I mean, look at, when we were at work, we talked about pineapples and swinging. You know what I mean? We weren't sleeping with the people that we were talking to about
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Like, so, and I know that in their religion, it's like, oh, you don't do that. But I feel like there are some things where it's like, you can joke about stuff. You could make jokes about, everybody makes jokes about oysters.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, I was like, everybody, it's an aphrodisiac. Everybody, like, makes oyster
Yeah,
jokes.
I guess
You know what I
maybe
mean?
like in their religion, I could see how it's like, you don't do
It's
that.
different. Because, like, when I was looking at it and they were like, oh, it's like cum. And I was like, that's pretty funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's something
That's
I would
definitely
say.
something
you know
you
what
would
I mean?
say.
Like, Yeah. So I was like, and my husband knows that I would say that. So I don't
Yeah.
think that, like, if he saw that on a text message, he would be like, "Oh, there she goes again." You know what I mean? Like, that's just,
Yeah. See,
and
my
my friends
husband
would say
wouldn't.
that. Your friend, you literally just said that's something Jessica would say. Like,
Yeah.
that's, you know, that that's something I would say. I'm
Yeah. See,
not
my
saying that,
husband would not be okay with that though. But like,
really?
yeah, no. To another guy? No. If I was saying it to you,
Saying
it'd be
that
different.
clams taste like cum?
To another
Like,
guy?
yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't,
Through
I'm
text
not saying
messages,
the,
probably.
I'm not saying that that's what tastes like his cum. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I know.
that's different. That's
Well, I
crossing the
also,
line. But
I also think the history. I mean, it's literally recorded on Vanderpump
that's
Villa,
true. Yeah,
you know,
that's true. Yeah,
and the fact that he said, "I'm never gonna not think of oysters and that again," you know, like
yeah, yeah.
those
So
leading up
it
to
was
it.
flirty. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
flirty.
but
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
like who said it, like Jordan or whatever, he said that he tried to talk to Brett, and Brett was like, I know the boundaries of my relationship and I'm good with it. Like,
Right.
I mean, I feel like I get why everybody's so upset about it, but I feel like, yeah, because Jen felt uncomfortable. She's like, you know, like I felt uncomfortable being there because of how my morals and values are, which I totally understand. But at the end of the day, it's their marriage. Let them figure it out. And if Brett's okay with it, like, or they're working through it, they're moved on, like that's their issues. And I feel like the group is like wanting to make it a big deal. And
Right.
like, yeah, they're on a reality show. They want the views. This is a good storyline. Like, I totally get that. But like,
See,
at the
I
end of the
think
day, it's
I would get
somebody's
it
real
more
life.
if it was Jen and Zach pushing it, pushing it. You know what I mean? Because of of the whole Chippendale thing and all of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like, I
I
could
mean, I
see
feel like
them
they
pushing
are
it.
pushing it. Who do you think's pushing it?
That's true.
Jesse?
I guess you're right. I think Jesse is too. Well, Jesse is too, but now I see why Jesse is because they tried to make
I
it
don't
seem
think.
like it was her. You know? So, from the things that I've heard, they did get into a fight about the whole going to Italy thing, Jordan and Jesse. But
Mm,
apparently, Jesse did something because I don't know if you saw on the Nick. It was actually on the Nick Vile podcast. He asked her, "Would you want your daughter marrying somebody like
yeah, you
Jordan?" And she said
mentioned.
no. So he did something. So I don't know that their marriage issues really have to do with all of the Italy thing. I think there's other things that happened.
Yeah.
But if you notice, Jordan still had his ring on. Jesse
I
didn't
tried
have
to
hers, but he still had his on.
I tried to get a look, but like I didn't get a good look at it. But I also, in Nick Vile's podcast too, I thought that she made a comment that she did swing before this. She was like a swinger.
Well,
She
she
was,
cheated on her first husband with Jordan
yes,
and got
correct.
pregnant. And
Yes,
got
with
pregnant.
Jordan's,
Yeah,
yeah. And
with
at
Jordan's
first it
kid.
was
So
like, whose kid
yeah,
is it?
so
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, they say, you know, you lose them
I
how you get
mean,
them, but
yeah. So I'm like, you know, if this whole Marciano thing with Jesse is true, like, I'm not really surprised.
yeah, I mean,
I feel
like
like
I
I'm
said,
more surprised with Demi.
yeah, I don't think I am. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think
I
I
know
am.
you're a fan of Brett, but he's like 80 compared to her. You know what I mean? It's like,
Okay, and Marciano looks like he also likes
oh,
guys.
Marciano's ugly.
He's so
Yes,
ugly.
Marciano. I'm like, I mean, if we're gonna
Okay,
cheat,
so
we need
Brett
to
or
cheat up.
Marciano?
I'd pick Brett. I mean, I would
Okay,
pick Brett. But you also have to remember that she's with Brett 24/7. You know what I mean? Like, she got out and she was
good
probably
for
like,
her.
woohoo. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know. But I don't really care either way. I mean, if she did it, I mean, if she did it, she did it. If she didn't,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, and maybe, like you said, maybe there's an open relationship or something going on,
Or
or
they're just handling
maybe
it
he
in between
loves
themselves.
or maybe he loves her so much he doesn't care. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
like, okay, you made a
Or
mistake.
remember Macy's, was it Sinner Sunday, where there was that rumor that Brett cheated on to me. Maybe they're
Yeah,
like,
so
all
maybe
right,
it was
let's
an eye
call
for an
it
eye.
even. Yeah, maybe let's
Yep.
call it even and move on with our lives. Like, we don't know.
Yep.
And like, do you think we deserve, as an audience, do you think we deserve to know what happened?
No. I mean, honestly, so, okay, a part of me does because it's reality TV and you guys started it and
Yeah.
it came on, we should know. But honestly, there are some things that you should just keep private. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
let's keep, but, like, I don't need to know that Brett cheated. The whole Marciano thing came out. If it comes out that Demi slept with him, then we know that's it. I don't need to know that it was an eye for an eye or it was I don't need to know that. You know, it's
Yeah.
you did it and if he's okay with it, he's okay with it. It's not my marriage, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be okay with it, but if he's okay
Yeah.
with it, then you do you. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I look at it. I don't there's a lot of the stuff that I don't think we need to know that we know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Agreed.
so then
Let's
what
go.
so can I tell you my favorite part?
What? I know what
Connor.
it is. I know what it is.
Connor was my
Was
favorite
Connor?
part. First of all, I cried like a baby.
Yeah, I cried too.
But what I loved, so the Connor was my favorite because Connor came out and spoke his truth. And
Yeah.
I love that because not a lot of guys will talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
However, what I loved was Macy's husband crying.
Mm-hmm.
Like watching, like he cried when Connor spoke. Like if you saw him, I think something that pissed me off and I didn't realize I cleaned it up at the end because when they showed Michaela, she looked like I don't give a fuck, right? When
Yeah.
Connor was talking, she didn't shed a tear. She didn't, and I know she had been through it. And it's like, if you've been through this, you should be crying with him. Now, after this, after Connor shared his truth, she talks about how Connor and her talked
Reached
about
out,
it.
yeah.
So then I was like, okay, so she's not as big of a bitch as I thought she was.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there, like, as I was watching it, I was like, I fucking hate her. She
Yeah.
needs to just be off the show. I don't want to watch her anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like, but then when she, because I thought, how can you go through this and not feel any, because her face showed no empathy for him. Like,
Yeah, and I also think that's a testament to like Whitney's Whitney's character, because granted it's a sensitive subject, but if this person is literally like making these videos of you being such a bitch to you, doing all these things, and be like,
Right.
don't reach out to her. There's no need for. And obviously, like I feel like in a marriage as husband and wife, like I'm sure Connor was like, I'm going to reach out to Michaela. You good?
Right.
Or like, you know,
Right.
like, and when he was like, yeah, and I feel like
Yeah.
that just shows
that is, yeah. Because
know?
again, it's empathy. You know that he went through it. He knows that she went through it. They have something that they can talk about and connect about and explain that other people don't understand. You know what I mean? Like other people don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like Connor could talk to Whitney about it, but Whitney's never been through it, so she doesn't know. You know what I mean? Whereas Michaela knows, and they could talk about it, and it's just a different kind of discussion. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he broke my heart, and I wanted to hug him. Like when he talked about it, I wanted to hug him so bad, and I loved that Taylor just got up and ran over there and
Yes.
hugged him.
I
But
love that.
Macy's husband crying made me cry. Like I was crying already, but when I looked, when they panned over to him, and I thought, because all the other men felt uncomfortable. You saw that look, like they
Yeah.
felt bad for him, but you can tell that it's like,
I mean, Jordan had some nice words for him as well. I
yes,
thought.
Jordan
It was
did.
nice.
He had great
Yeah.
words for him, but I'm just saying, like when you watched it, it was
Yeah.
like, I can't believe he's saying this kind of thing because of the whole masculinity thing. To
Yeah.
men talking about being raped is not something that you hear
Yeah.
a lot often.
Yeah, it was like a really like sharp turn I was not expecting. Like obviously we talked
Yes.
about it a little bit with Michaela in the season 2, but like yeah, the whole Connor thing I was not expecting.
And I'm going to be honest, I love Connor as, like, I think he's a wonderful husband. I think
Great dad.
a great dad, but I just like think like after he shared his story, and remember when they had that dinner and he told Taylor and like the way he talked to Taylor, and I just thought he's going to be the greatest girl dad because he just is so, I just think, I don't know, it made me fall in love with him. I thought Whitney has the best husband.
Yeah. Well, it also like made me like, oh my gosh, like cry when, so I know I have had some harsh words for Layla, but
Yeah.
with the whole eating disorder, like as somebody who's always struggled with their weight and like,
Yep.
like, you know, I weigh myself every single day and like I'm obsessed with my weight, and like I literally probably every single meal I'll be like, how will this affect my weight tomorrow when I weigh myself? Like that's just who I am. I mean, like, do I eat what I want anyway? Yeah. But like, you know,
But then you stress about it.
yeah, then I stress about it. So like I totally felt where she was coming from with that, and the fact that Nick was like, oh Jacob, you seem like really emotional about it. Like what? Why? And he was like, I'm just a girl dad.
Broke my heart. I know. I was like, oh God, I love you so much. I did.
That got me.
Yeah, because it's like you can't. And the sad thing about like, especially like with eating disorders, they really have to go get like intense therapy for that because somebody's saying you're enough, you're perfect, you're fine. They don't listen to that. Like eating disorders don't allow for that to be something that they think of. It's kind of like how like both of us. So like both of us struggle with weight and like we get to a certain weight, but I don't know if it's for you, but for me, right? I'm
It's
drastically smaller than I was at my biggest. But when I look at myself in the mirror, I still see myself at my biggest. I don't see what it is right
it's still
now.
not
You know what I mean?
enough. It's still not
Yeah.
enough.
You know what I mean? And so for her, it really broke my heart when she said people are like, "Oh, you look sick."
And she's like, yeah, that's what I
And
want.
she's like, "Yeah, like that's what I want." And I'm like, because
Yeah.
to us she really does look sick and it doesn't look healthy, but in her mind she looks healthier. And I'm like, oh, that's so sad because that really can kill you. And
Yeah.
it's like, I'm really happy that she said like she stopped hurting herself
Yeah.
because of her kids. And I'm like, I hope that you also get some help for your eating disorder because of your kids, because that could hurt you also. You know what I mean? You know,
Absolutely.
it's not physically, but internally it could hurt you. That yeah, Jacob and Connor are my favorite
Yeah, I mean,
dads.
Jacob has always been like non-problematic, like
Yeah, no.
since day
He just
one. So
supports
like,
Macy and loves her. Like
yeah, which I think
that's
is
it.
great.
He's there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a good reunion, but like I said, I really enjoyed Nick there, because he didn't like make it about himself, which I feel like sometimes Andy Cohen can go ahead and do that. Like it's always like a reference back to him, and then like, I mean, I don't know who else does reunions? Like I know like Justina Valentine says Jersey Shore, like she's not gonna do this one. Like who would do it?
No.
And I just felt
Yeah.
like Nick was a perfect choice for this, and just like his way of talking to him, I just thought it was really good. And like I know
Yeah.
Nick Viall gets a lot of hate because of his Bachelor season. I never watched The Bachelor.
I've
I don't
never.
know
I
any.
didn't even know. I don't. Yeah. I knew nothing about him.
I don't even
I've
know who this man
literally.
is.
It was this first when he started interviewing
The Secret
the
Life.
secret. Yeah, that's the only. That's I didn't know he was. You just told me he was on Bachelor. I didn't even know that. I've known nothing. I
Yeah.
know nothing about him. I honestly just thought he was some guy with a podcast.
Oh my God, that's so funny. No, apparently he was like a huge villain on like The Bachelor, and like when it came out that like he was
I'd be so disappointed if he was one of the bachelors that I had to look at. He is not attractive. I don't think he's attractive at all.
I don't
I
think
know
he's
that's horrible.
bad. No, I don't think he's bad looking. I mean, conventional, I mean, they don't
Seems
pick
like a
ugly
douche.
people.
You know what I mean? Like he seems like a douche. I don't know. Again, I didn't see it, so I just going
I mean,
from
I didn't
the
watch it either.
podcast.
But like there's so many people like on the post like Nick Viall's hosting this and they're like, I will never support this man. And I'm like, I think he did pretty good. Like I mean like
yeah, I do think he did good. I think he asked good questions. I was pissed that he made Michaela and Whitney hug. I didn't like
I
that.
kind of liked that.
I did not
I
because
liked it because
Michaela still looked like a bitch. I like there's nothing like I said, I'm so over her and it's like I really tried to like her. Especially after she
I
told her
thought she was
story.
gonna.
truly
I thought she
liked
was
her,
gonna
but
say no though, and I was like,
she
like
wanted to.
giving.
Did you see her face when she actually hugged her though? She was kind of like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be here. Kind
No,
of thing. And it pissed me off.
I kind of liked that they hugged. I liked it.
Okay. I don't know. I think
To
she's
each their
just
own.
I think she's just unjustly mean to Whitney. Like even what they showed
100%.
us at the thing, I was like, okay, but I understand you not liking her because of that.
Yeah.
Okay, like I get it. She unfollowed you guys. She, you guys had a talk, and then she still unfollowed you guys. Okay, I get it, but that doesn't equate to the cruelty that you've done. And like that's
So
why
I
like
agree.
when Whitney made that comment, like you're being a bully.
Mm-hmm.
And she is. Like, that is exactly, you are a bully. And the thing was, the thing that pissed me off was, like, Nick didn't say that. Like, nobody else co-signed that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we have to call it, you know what I mean? Yes,
Can the
Whitney.
host say that though? Like,
Yes,
Can
yes.
he?
Yes, I think you can. I feel like, why are we hosting this if we're just going to let people lie? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
But I like
that's how
that he
look at it.
asked Michaela, like, why do you hate Winnie so much? Like, what did she do to you? And that's when Michaela gave us the backstory of, like, oh, we had this talk, but then she still.
Yeah, but and again, that's stupid. Like,
Agreed,
I don't know.
it's stupid,
Maybe
but
it's
at
because
least
they're
you know
20.
why.
Maybe because they're 20.
But
You know what
Whitney's,
I mean?
I mean, Michaela's like 24, but like,
Right.
with 4 children. But But Whitney's like 30, whatever, and that's why I feel like Whitney's just like, I'm over this, like, grow up kind of deal.
Right.
So, I mean,
Yeah, but I do
don't
need Whitney to take some accountability.
Oh, yes, yes,
Like,
yes, yes,
ma'am,
yes.
come on. I love you, but I need you to be like, yeah.
And I am glad that Nick did push on her about the accountability, because even granted, she has taken, so like, I feel like Jen has taken full accountability. Whitney's in the middle. Demi has taken zero.
No, yeah.
But Demi wasn't there to put like the pressure on. So I feel
Right.
like Whitney, and she does double down on things, and it's like,
She
girl,
did.
just, it's like,
But I do have to say, I admired, while I don't think it was right, I did admire her saying in that moment, like, I understood what she was saying. In that moment, I did not feel remorse. Like, I acted the way that I did, and I'm not going to apologize for that's how I felt in that
I
moment.
agree.
Now, where she could have said was, looking back on it, I wish I handled it better.
Yes.
Looking back on it, I wish I did XYZ. That's where she could have done better. You know what I mean? Like, because I get
agree.
what she's saying. In the moment, no, I don't regret anything I did because that's how I was feeling. Like, there's a lot of people who, I mean, look at Taylor. I mean, she beat up Dakota in the moment. You know what I mean? And I'm sure in that moment she has no remorse. Now, looking back on it, she realizes that was wrong. And that's
Probably
what
now
needed
she
to say.
seriously has no regrets. She's glad
Yeah, probably not. She's
No, I'm
probably
kidding.
like, you fucking deserved it. And
Yeah,
But-
literally. No,
but-
yeah,
but
Whitney just
Taylor-
needed that. Whitney just needed to, exactly. I don't regret what I did in the moment, but looking back, I could have handled it differently.
I could have handled it better, and I think that would have fixed.
Yeah.
That would have fixed it. You know what I mean?
100%.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, like I said, I just fell in love with Connor, and I've seen a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram videos that they talked a lot about how like they felt that a lot of the husbands were like a lot of these women were in like lavender marriages,
Oh, yes.
and a lot of them thought Connor was gay.
Yes, I did see
And
that.
there were a lot of people who, after he had his, like the Tinder thing. So that's another thing. So I've heard conflicting. I've heard
Grinder.
that it was Tinder, and then I've heard it was Grinder, right?
Yeah.
To each your own. Again, I don't care.
Yeah.
No shame here. But a lot of people have come out and they're like, well, now they feel bad for saying like horrible things about. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I thought any of them were, it was Jesse's husband. Yeah, he strikes it. He gets a lot of plastic surgery on his face. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, like, this is gonna sound really weird, but like, so like Jen and Zach, like, together, like, I see it. Macy and Jacob, like, I kind of like see them, like, they look good together. Like Jesse and Jordan, like, or something, they don't look like they like click. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. There's just
They
something
give me more
about
their friends, like their best friends. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe
their
it's 'cause-
best
do you
friends.
think they kind of look alike? Maybe that's what's like throwing me off.
I do think they look.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
But to me, they act like they're best friends. You know what I mean? Like,
That's so true. Like, I've never seen
that's why I
them
said I
kiss.
thought I honestly thought, I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was. If you had to ask me which husband I thought was, liked men, it would have been him. It was never Connor. I just thought Connor was nice. I just thought Connor was
that
a
he was
sweet
like
boy.
a little flamboyant or whatever.
Yeah, but I just thought he was sweet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was just a sweet,
Yeah.
nice person who, lived his life and, did his thing.
Totally get it.
But yeah, I love him, and I love watching. I was really pissed at a lot of the comments about how everybody was like, oh, when they announced that Jen got on Dancing with the Stars, and they're like, oh, did you see Whitney? She wasn't happy for her. And I was like,
thought Whitney
you can be
was.
happy for somebody and be disappointed at the same time. Like,
Absolutely.
that happens. Like, you can be happy. It's like if you, like when you left me to go to work, right, at your other position, and you left me.
Wait. You left me at the same time.
Yeah, I know, but you got it first. I just left it before you did. And I was like, I was happy for you, but I was sad. You know what I mean? Like, I was happy for you, but I was sad. So it's like, you can be happy and sad at the same time. I'm happy that both of them are on it. I didn't realize Whitney was a trained dancer.
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
I did
so
know.
I want them to both win.
Wait, so will you be watching Dancing with the Stars this season?
No, I definitely won't. I might like YouTube their to see how they did, but I'm not watching Dancing with the Stars. I don't. Do you watch Dancing with the Stars? Oh no.
Yeah.
I very rarely watch reality TV.
I think you should watch Dancing with the Stars. Maybe just one season. It's good. It's
Of
like
what? Of Dancing with the Stars? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll watch theirs.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll watch theirs.
Yeah, that's you should because I remember I watched for a specific person when I first started. Oh, because Nikki Bella was married to Artem and he was like asked not back one season and then the next season he was asked back. So I'm like a Nikki Bella fan, so I was like, oh, let me watch it for him. And then I've been watching ever since.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's good. It's like, and Tyra Banks was the host back in the day. It was horrible. I watched her first season. Yeah, it was rough. Who was it before? The guy who does like
I thought it was some guy named Tom. Wasn't it some guy named Tom?
Tom something, and then Aaron Andrews. Now it is Julianne Hough and Alfonso Ribeiro.
Oh, I love Carlton. Okay.
I love him as a host. He's great. So like I like it.
Okay.
And yeah, I like it. But I thought the reunion was a great little bow on the season. I'm so excited for season 3, and it starts in September, which I'm pumped about because it's really not that far away if you think about it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it can't be.
Yeah. So that is our episode for you, a long one. Do you have anything else?
No, I think that's it. I was excited. I was like, it was nice to see you again because I feel like it's been forever.
I know.
And
are you doing anything this week?
I don't think so. I honestly think I have nothing planned. My neighbor, when we went out for our walk, my neighbor was like, I'll reach out to your husband. We'll get together and do dinner. And I'm like, oh, okay. I really just like coming home and doing nothing. I really do. Like,
yeah.
I do like going out, but there are some weekends that I'm just like, And in the summer, I just know we're going to be so busy coming up, like with my daughter going to college and stuff. So it's like, I just want to relax and do nothing. But both of my girls work over the weekend, and so taking them and doing all that stuff. One thing I didn't tell you, and this is the end, I know, but...
No, tell me.
So my youngest passed her road test for her license. So at the place that she did it was like she did her driving school. So they do the road test at the driving school, and then you just take the paper to the DMV. So she did it on Saturday, and she passed. But because it was 4th of July weekend, the DMV was closed, so she couldn't get her license. So she should get it this weekend. So I'm like super psyched about that.
Wow.
So she's not ready to drive though. Yeah, I took her parallel parking on Friday night, and I was like, you would have hit a car. But I don't think she's 100% ready to drive by herself. Like she still needs a little bit more, but she will get her license.
Yeah, I do feel like down here you get it at 16, your license, right? I do feel like that's a little too young.
It is.
Just like because in New Jersey it's 17, so she'll learn.
She'll be fine. She'll be fine.
She'll be good.
But yeah, so she did. I did forget to say that in my recap because I forgot all about it. But that's it.
Yeah. No, my friends are coming from New Jersey this weekend, so we have a weekend. Even though like I'm not participating in all of the things going on because I still got 2 kids, still summer break. So I am hosting a seafood boil that I'll be purchasing from the Juicy Crab on Friday. And then Saturday we're just doing dinner and going to...
I've still never had Juicy Crab. I need to do it, but I've never had it. Well,
you did put in our group chat. Maybe
we do Juicy Crab, yeah.
I'm not opposed.
Okay.
So, and then we're just doing like the battery, and then Sunday we are doing a boat day.
Well, that'll be nice.
With my kids, so that should be fun.
Both of your friends are your kids' godparents, though, right? Godmothers?
No, just my one friend is my daughter's godmother, and then my daughter's godfather is my brother, and then my son's godparents are my husband and I's siblings. So like his older sister.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just my one friend who's my daughter's godmother. But then it's my 2 other friends, and I'm really excited to see them because I did not get a chance to see them over when I went to New Jersey because my one friend, my daughter was really sick and she was actually on standby. Her niece was born like the day after, so so she was like how's she feeling, and I was like, I'm not going to take her, I'm only going to take my son if we go, and then she's like, I just don't want to risk it. I'm like, fine by me. So yeah, I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to like go out with like my friends. It's like weird because it's like nice to go out with friends that like knew you pre-child, but it's like
Right.
they don't have children and they could be out all night and they do
You're
not
like, I
suffer the
have to be back at.
consequences. Yeah.
Right.
Like I gotta wake up early tomorrow, like I gotta like parent two children, I can't be, up all night, throwing up, whatever. And like I really don't
Right.
drink anymore. It's just I don't like the way it makes me feel. Like I'll have one maybe. But like and this is gonna sound like so like childish, but like I wish you could go to a bar and be like, can I get a margarita? Or can you? I don't know. I never did
You
that. I
can.
thought, oh,
You go to a bar and get a margarita.
like I can go to PBR and get like margarita.
Yeah, they probably won't. It probably won't be like you can't get it frozen, but they'll have it on the
No.
rocks. Yeah, they'll let you have. They'll do a margarita on the rocks.
Maybe. Yeah, I just like I don't know, like my friends they're like, can I get
PBR.
no,
we
I
rode our horse. That's where we
the
rode the
bowl.
horse.
My
bowl,
one
whatever.
friend, she's never been down here, so she's actually my one friend. She like made a friend, and then I was kind of like looped in because I would go up and visit them, and she's like, I really feel like I like her, and we immediately clicked and hit it off or whatever, and we do get along, and she is like always the life of the party, and she wants to ride the bull at PBR. So like, I might have
You
to
gonna wear
go.
pants and ride the bull?
Yeah, I might.
You
I
should.
might. I know because I think I wore a
Because you
dress the night
couldn't
we
the
went
night
out,
that I
right?
did it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were wearing a dress, and so you wouldn't ride. I would have rode the bull even if I was wearing a dress. I don't care. There's no shame in my game. I wanted to get on that bull and ride it.
And you did. I'll never
And I
forget to
did.
1 2 step. 1 2 step
Yeah.
on the bull. I
just
never
remember
forget.
that bull like going. Oh
I'll
god,
never
that was so
forget
fun.
that.
So much fun.
So much
Yeah,
fun.
my husband and I tried to go there once, and they didn't have the bull working that day, and I was
Oh
like,
my god, I didn't even know that
I
was
was
an
so
option.
pissed. Yeah, well, it was like down, like it was like broken. It wasn't
Broken.
they weren't doing it. It was like
Oh, yeah,
broken,
that's
and
true.
because I was telling my husband all about it, I was like, we have to go, and I want to ride the bull, and he was like, you're gonna what? And I was like, I want to ride the bull, and we got there, and it wasn't.
No bull.
I was like, oh,
Darn. But that is our episode. Well, hope you have a good weekend. Enjoy your relaxing, weekend. And
thanks, and you have fun on the boat.
I will.
So jealous.
On the bull and the boat.
On the bull and the boat. I want to see
Yeah.
videos.
For sure. All right. We will talk to you next week.
Okay, bye.